Hello guys, so yesterday we looked at how you can use head and tail command to view your file in a simpler way. So today we're looking at other few commands that you can use to make your uh, search or viewing of file in Kali Linux easy. So first one we'll be using today is the grep. So first of all, let me do ls. Let me do ls. Okay, so we'll still be using this Apache 2 config to uh for a case study. So now let's say for instance, let's use the first command called grep. So but before you use grep, you cat. So you cat now you cat you restart the file that you want to grep. What grep does basically is to filter a particular thing. Maybe you are looking for, you are looking for a particular word in a file, and you don't want to waste much time on, you know, try, scrolling and scrolling, looking for the word, or there's a thing you are looking at. So grep will help you to filter out that word out. You can also use it also maybe when you're automating tasks, when you're automating tasks and you want to scan a particular you are scanning a network or an IP address, and you are looking at maybe ports, maybe MySQL port 3306, you can just need to filter out that particular port out and you are fine. So I know this thing I just said, many of you may not understand, but when that time comes, I believe you will definitely understand. So, but grep basically is to filter, and gives you anything that you are looking at. So let's say let me say let me look at log. Let me put this log. Let me look at if there's something log in this apache.config. So if I click enter, you can see. So you see the way it has marked it red, showing that this is what I'm looking at. So it will bring out anywhere that log is in this Apache configuration file. So, but let me try another thing. If it's there, let's say let me put format. If I can get format here, okay, you can see there is format. You can see to mark it red what I'm looking at. But let me try another thing again. Log. Let me cut another thing. Let me see if output. If there is word called output, you see they didn't give me anything because there is no word called output that grep will filter. So grep basically just to filter something out from something. So another command we are going to use here again is called the more. Now the more command, you know, if you do cat, for instance, if you do cat Apache, if you do cat Apache, you see the way it just brought it out in a bulky file. You just have to be scrolling and scrolling and a bucket test. You just have to be scrolling and scrolling and scrolling. But for you to arrange it and make it look nice so that you can be reading or viewing it step by step, you can just use the more command. So let me use more and let me use same apache2.config. So once you click, now you can see you see the way it came out. It didn't come out like so bulky. It can just be, you know, you want to press enter, you can be moving it step by step, reading it step by step, reading it step by step. So it's kind of bit more easier, reading it step by step, reading it step by step. Remember the goal of this our teaching for now is to ensure currently you know how to use your operating system in a very easy way. You see, I'm still scrolling. So if you want to leave this page, leave this thing, leave this page you are, can just press Q. Once you press Q, it will automatically exit. Now, another thing again you want to look at in this another command we're going to look at is the find and replace. Remember the people that if you are familiar with Excel, there is a feature there called find and replace. So in this command, you can also in this Kali Linux too, you can find and replace, a particular thing. Now let me ls for instance. So okay, so now, okay, let me do this port config. Let me cat to know what is in this port config. So port, okay, now port.config. Now you can see, so uh this is the configuration in this, telling us that Apache is listening on port 8080, and so Apache is listening on port 80. So now, if instead of me using a text editor, for instance, let me use text editor now, L3. Let me use text editor is what you can use to edit a file or edit anything you want to edit. So let me use text editor. Now this is a text editor. So let me take for instance, this is not bulky. This place is not bulky. Let me say for instance, like that Apache I showed you is a bulky text. Now you want to find and replace. Let's say for instance, I want to replace this port 80 to port 8080. For instance, is listening to port 80. So I want to replace it to port 8080. It's just very simple to do. Let me just quiz from here. All you just need to do is to use the set command. Set. So if you use this set command, you put X means substitution. You are substituting port 80 slash. So sorry, I'm replacing port 80 to port 8080. I've already done it before, that's why you're seeing it. So port 80, now the G means global, you are making your configuration global. So now let's take for instance, I so what you do is you will not save your new changes to as a new file. That is what you are saving this, you are saving your new changes here to this place, sorry. So you are saving your new changes as a new file entirely. So now let me put a. So once I click enter, so it has saved my new changes. So you can let me view it. If you want to let me cut, so it will show me instead of port 80, I have changed it to port, instead of port 80, I've changed it to port 8080. So now so if I want to view, let me view this file. Let me put 3. Sorry. You can see it has changed from port 80 to port 8080. So this how you can find and replace whatever thing you can find and replace. In as much as Kali Linux is concerned, you can use set to find and replace anything that you want to replace. So that is it for the that. So let me just leave you here so that you can, we are taking it bit by bit, step by step, so that we can crawl before we run. So if you're watching on YouTube, please kindly subscribe. If you're watching on maybe Facebook, you can just please kindly follow. The reason is that as the video got to you, so that you can get to other people as we grow together. Thank you very much. Kudos and have a nice day. Thank you.